Welcome to Tearing Kind, I'm Tom, and this is my garden. In this series I'm taking you through the stages of my garden renovation for as cheaply as possible. If this is your first video, I recommend you go back to watch this playlist from the start. It's totally worth it, I promise. Not long ago we made the nook our garden shelter, and now we want a path from the patio to the nook. But as a running theme, and as we still have so much wood left to use, we're going to be making what I like to call a log path. So I'm clearing the ground where the path will go, but this is boring, so fuck it. Just going to place the weed matting down on top. I want it to curve in an S shape, so that the top half is curving around one way, and the next section of the matting that I'll add later will curve around the other way. We're also going to be having some stepping logs, like stepping stones, but we only have logs. Use what you have. You can also see up the far end we'll be bordering the path with these little stumps. But we're going to need a lot, so in true Blue Peter fashion, here's some I made earlier. And as always the case, you can guarantee that this is not going to be enough. But let's crack on anyway, because I'm sick of cutting. For the border, I'm digging a wee trench down either side of the matting, so we can pop the logs in and the matting can tuck down and get nipped in by the logs. Nice and secure, nice and snug. This is boring to watch though, so let's speed. Nice. Pack the soil up the backs of the logs to secure them in, but there's a lot of gaps for movement on the other side. But I have a plan. I'm going to fill the gaps in with mortar to get the logs really stiff. That's what she said. Can anyone tell I've been rewatching The Office? I'm going to do a 4-to-1 mix, so that's 4 parts sand to 1 part cement, which will be plenty strong enough for this purpose, mixing up the dry ingredients good and proper. And what's this? I'm actually wearing my work trousers for once. Normally I'm in my joggers, because comfort is everything. Just adding water bit by bit to get a nice mix. It may look sunny today, but don't be fooled, it is January, and recently it's been dropping to about -5 every night, which is nips cold. So I've put in some winter admix to this water, which is essentially anti-freeze to stop the water in the mix freezing before the concrete is properly cured. Of course, you could save money on that by not being a moron and just doing it in the summertime, but here we are. Generally, you want a consistency like porridge, and mixes can be pretty petty. Pretty petty. What? Where was I? Oh yeah, and they can go from being like far too stiff to then resemble something like diarrhea after a single drop of water. But don't panic, if it gets too runny, just add in some more dry ingredients and give them a good mix through to stiffen it up. Before I bed the border logs in, I'm just going to bed down these stepping logs. They're pretty wobbly right now, and bedding them down will give them a nice stable base. And it means I don't have to cut holes in the weed matting to dig them in. I also realised it wasn't the best just to stomp on them like this, but I was excited. So for the rest of them I just tapped them down using a mallet. But stamping, as we all know, is much more fun. Now they're down, we can border in the logs, so speed! Ladies and gentlemen, the ever-aware Beth, choosing to crouch right in front of the camera to tell me about her day. Cheers, hon. After giving all that a few days to set, we still have a monumental pile of twigs to use, so we're keeping the Nook's forest floor theme going. Watch that video if you haven't. Link in the description, but for now, it's montage time. So a cat came snooping around, so I lost Beth. The cat started coming over to me, so I gave him my famous death stare. Yeah, that's right, that's what I thought, bitch. So I guess I'll have to do the rest of it myself. And there you have it, folks. One woodland log path leading to our cozy nook. Nice. Let me know in the comments what you think, and don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the ding-a-ling-ling, and share this video. It really helps me out. Thank you so much for watching. With your eye holes.